Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World, Florida, hosted Galactic Nights this past weekend, and there were a couple of images that came out of that were pretty interesting. Well, these images that were provided by the Disney Parks blog were pretty interesting. But if you watched the show, if you watched the panel, or if you saw it online, you would be witness to some other really revealing information. The panel was quite a bit more revealing than I thought it would be. So I thought I would share with you guys a Cliff Notes version of the panel and show you some of those images never been seen before, and it's going to confirm some stuff and will provide us some new information about Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, and this will apply to both in Walt Disney World and here in Anaheim. Now, before I begin, just note that these are screen caps taken from the footage recorded by Inside the Magic, their YouTube channel. So they're not going to be, high-res images. These are this is acoustic coverage, as it were, and they're going to be a little bit out of frame or out of focus, perhaps. But in any case, thanks to Inside the Magic for recording this, and these are captured images from that recording. This image here is, now we've seen this before. This is concept art for the Battle Escape attraction, but one of the things that I noted during the panel is that they confirmed that this is not a projection. This is a physical set. This is a real place. It's a real thing. Those are going to be real stormtroopers. I know that this has been mentioned before, but I just want to reiterate that point, that what we're seeing here is not a projection. This is a physical set that your guest vehicles will be traveling through. We all believe it's that one area, that last completed area from the Battle Escape building, because we can tell by the way that the ironwork was being built that it resembled a hangar such as this. They next went on to talk about the Millennium Falcon attraction, and they provided this little piece of concept art. This is the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon attraction. Now, I don't know if this has been public before, but this is the first time I've seen it, I think. And the one thing that I wanted to note here is that I count at least 4 people doing something, maybe 5 if you count that dude in the front left. But everybody but the girl in the what do you call it? The lower third of the frame, the left third of the frame. Everyone but her has a function, it looks like. Guy on the right is pushing a button. Guy in the middle right is pushing a button. Gal in the front right seat is driving. It looks like she's got her hand on an accelerator, perhaps. You push it up and you go faster kind of thing. I don't know what the dude on the right is doing. I should say on the left. The front left, I'm not sure what he's doing, but it looks like he's tapping something, and as is the guy in the middle left. He's got something to do over there too. Everybody's got a function here, which is, again, confirmation of something that we've heard, that you won't just be flying through it idly. You are going to have a function while driving or flying the Millennium Falcon. Now, this is one of the images that was initially released by the Disney Parks blog. A high-res image was provided of this, and there was a lot of debate about what this does. Okay, obviously, the Millennium Falcon attraction building is not that far along, clearly. So the question was, is this concept art? Is this a digital piece of work that they're saying this is what it's going to look like? Not necessarily, like an artistic representation, but a digital piece of concept art. Or, as I suspected, is this being prefabricated, built in another, in a warehouse somewhere, like they often do? And they're going to be installed later into, like plug and play. Is this a set that's going to be installed later? And the question was, and when I talked about this with Ian over the weekend, is he thought, well, why would they be so far along on this piece, but not at the building site at Star Wars Land? To which I would say, why not? Why can't it be? I don't know. There probably is no reason. But I will say, in the panel, they confirmed, again, that is physical set. That is not from a movie, and that is not digital. That is physical set from the Millennium Falcon attraction. And they followed that up with this piece. We just talked about the concept art of the cockpit from Millennium Falcon. This is the actual physical set that we saw those kids in, driving or flying the Millennium Falcon. This is what this is what the ride will look like. We're all going to sit that. Just get your head around that. We're looking at the ride vehicle from Millennium Falcon. That's pretty amazing, right? I felt like that's pretty amazing. They also gave us a hint as to a new location being developed for the Millennium Falcon. There's going to be multiple uh, experiences, I guess, for a Millennium Falcon attraction, and part of that is just flying over and around Batu. But you do also, kind of like Star Tours, you do take off and travel to another world, another planet, maybe. I'm not sure. This is concept art for one of those destinations. Very Star Toursy. Very Star Toursy, I'm trying to say, in that sense. So I don't know what that is. That looks like some kind of kraken coming out of a tube there, or I'm not sure if I'm, getting that right. That does look like a creature of some kind, and it looks underwater, perhaps, the way it's lit. Very blue. But that's a possible destination for your Millennium Falcon attraction. And this is another piece of art that they premiered at the Galactic Nights show. And then Doug Chang provided this photo. This is him with an actual physical Millennium Falcon that you're going to find in the park. This is not a from a set from a movie. This is not a prop from the movie. And they actually made a point of saying at one point that what we're going to experience at Star Wars Land at Galaxy's Edge is better than anything that would have been built for a movie, because it makes sense now in retrospect when you think about it. But movie props are built of wood and styrofoam and are very temporary. These things are going to be made of heavy duty aluminum and steel and real bolts and real rivets and real things, and it's going to be as real as anything you'll ever have seen, in a Star Wars set. And then this is another physical craft that they are building for Star Wars Land. I'm not sure what this is exactly. It doesn't look exactly like an X-Winger, but it's, because it's up close, but I mean, it looks kind of like that. But this is being built. This is a physical item that you're going to see in Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. Now, before we continue on with the images found or that were provided by the panel, they also said that they took some drone footage from the Galaxy's Edge building site. The images that I'm about to show you are from a few weeks ago, I think they said, maybe a week ago or a week prior to the panel, and it's from Florida. So it's probably maybe a month or two behind where we are at Disneyland. But still, I think they're going to be quite informative to the discerning eye. I'm not saying that my eye is that discerning, so maybe you guys could chip in and help. But they provided 5 or 6 flyovers of different areas of the construction. Right off the bat, there's not a lot to learn here for me anyway, but you can kind of get an idea of the building site. Looks like there's a giant hole in the ground, the bottom right. I love holes in the ground, as always. So there's one. And it looks like Battle Escape off there on the top left of the frame. Here's an overhead shot of what I think... there's just so many buildings going on. I don't even know what's what. I don't think that's either of them. I don't think that's attraction. I don't think that's either Millennium Falcon. And when I'm talking about what's in the middle, in the foreground, I don't think that's either Battle Escape or Millennium Falcon. That's something else that is being done there. I don't know. I don't know what is being constructed there. You see that round section there in the sort of middle top of the picture, but I don't think that's Millennium Falcon. What in the world is this? I don't know. Moving on. Maybe you guys can, like I said, help us out here with that. Here's an overhead shot, which is fascinating. Oh my God. I could look at this image for hours. Okay. Top left corner, that's Battle Escape. Top right corner, that's Millennium Falcon. From what I've heard, or what I understand, is that you can see those two right in the middle between the two buildings. Those are two Millennium Falcon attraction, sites. That is where you will be inside the Millennium Falcon. That's just 2 of them. I believe there's 2 more inside the building that is covered already on the top right. There are 2 more of those inside. Wow. That is just fantastic. That is just fantastic. And then, you know what that is? Now, if we go back, that image that we were talking about, this thing that's going through the sort of middle left third of the image there that ends with the circular area is probably what we're seeing here in the middle left of the image. So yeah, I think I was right in saying that that's neither Battle Escape or Millennium Falcon. What it is, I don't know, but it's, it's not attraction per se. It's probably, marketplace or something like that. One other thing to note here before we move on is that sort of semicircle, well, not even semicircle, at the very entrance to the Millennium Falcon building that is covered, that has a roof, you can see that curved area. That to me looks like the entrance to the attraction. You can see from the concept art, that's where they've parked the Millennium Falcon, and then there's that curved area right in front. You're going to go underneath that probably and into the mountain in order to go through the queue, etc. So I think it's pretty clear that section right there is where you're going to enter, and the Millennium Falcon is going to be right in front of that section right there. This one here, it doesn't really the drone flew through here. It doesn't really give us much information. It doesn't inform us very much, but it is cool to see it from the ground level like this. Now, opposite of that is up in the air, and we are very high up right now. This is one of the peaks from the Battle Escape building, I think. And I say that because there's that round structure that we were trying to identify earlier back in the, in the distance there. Not positive if that's the case or not, but this just feels like Battle Escape to me. And here's another longer view. This is as the drone kept flying out, pulling out, and further away. And then our last image from the drone coverage is this long shot of the entire build site. I'll let you guys break this down for me if you can, and just sort of identify what you see. Again, Battle Escape is here is not as far along as it is in Anaheim. What we're seeing here, this is probably 2 weeks old at least. This image from Hollywood or Hollywood Studios from Florida is at least 2 weeks old, and they are at least a month or two behind Anaheim, but they're catching up quickly. So it's hard to compare it to what's going on in Anaheim today. All right, let's get back to the images provided at the show. Here's a piece of concept art that we have not yet seen before, and what this is, if I'm not mistaken, is the same round structure that we keep seeing repeated. And this is the structure that we can see them building through the crack, through the knothole at the Big Thunder Trail. And it's the same piece that we saw. It's the same building that you can see now at the model at Star Wars Land, at Launch Bay, Star Wars Launch Bay at Disneyland. This is the area that you can see now. So that's pretty cool that we're starting to get to see, these things all come together. We're getting a picture in our mind now, at least I am, about how this thing might look. And I wonder if that is the, I have to wonder if that's the Mongolian barbecue that I keep hoping it will be. This is a piece of concept art from the marketplace where the Toydarian toy shop is, and here they made a point of confirming. This is something that, again, we had heard rumors of before, that everything in the park, everything would be in universe. There would be you wouldn't feel an outside presence inside Galaxy's Edge. So that means all the merchandise, all the food, all the drinks will be in universe. You won't find, for example, a shirt that says Star Wars on it, which baffles the mind. That really blows my mind when you think about it, because just the opportunity for that is so great. But it makes sense. They want you. Galaxy's Edge is not a land that you visit at a theme park. It is a place. Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge is canon. We are in that world. So therefore, everything that we do, we are the players in that play. We are the characters. We are the villains. We are the heroes. And that's quite a gift to give to fans. When you think about it, that is quite a gift to give to us, because there is an opportunity cost here. For things like sponsored whatever, for Coke or for merchandise, or just think about what they're giving up for that experience, to make it as real as possible, to make it as much of a place as possible. And for that, I give Disney all the props, all the just way to go, Disney. Assuming everything is as they say it is, that'll be fantastic. So to that end, they said that all the toys that you're going to find, for example, in the toy shop are going to be in the universe, like this AT-AT, which is, you're not just going to get something that was, I don't know, it just looks like a regular AT-AT. It's going to be developed and designed in a way that makes it look like somebody in the universe built it. A toy maker in the Star Wars universe built that AT-AT, as well as these toys, which I don't even know what these are, but that's stuff you're going to be able to buy. It's kind of like, in a way, if you go to the Pandora gift shop at Animal Kingdom for Avatar, a lot of the stuff that they're selling in there is also in-universe stuff. So I would imagine it's kind of that on steroids. I don't recognize any of these toys as anything that I would ever buy. Let's say, at a Disney gift shop. Having said that, you probably will be. I mean, you're going to still be able to buy Star Wars merchandise, Galaxy's Edge merchandise, or merchandise that says Galaxy's Edge on it. If you go to like World of Disney, perhaps, or maybe just the Emporium on Main Street, or maybe even Star Trader at Tomorrowland. Who knows? But what you won't find, they say the guy makes a point again in the panel of saying you will not be able to buy a T-shirt in Galaxy's Edge that says Star Wars on it. What you can buy is blue milk, and that is some of the various concoctions that they are developing for Galaxy's Edge. Blue milk, green milk, some kind of, they all look like daiquiris to me, but that is an example of some of the mixed drinks you'll be able to get. Not alcohol, but just some of the drinks. They look alcoholic though, don't they? But there you go, blue milk. Although I don't remember blue milk looking like that, because that looks kind of icy, like a Goofy Glacier or something. What do they call those things? Yeah, Goofy Glacier, or I don't know. It looks kind of like that. Blue milk looked like milk that was blue, but what do I know? And then finally, they announced that they're going to have Galaxy's Edge trading cards available for sale, I guess, which is kind of neat. And I don't think these are going to be available because they gave these away at the presentation. So I'm doubting, as per what they were saying before, that this is something you could buy in Galaxy's Edge, but it's something that you can buy for Galaxy's Edge. These are trading cards. We've seen some of this art before. That the piece of art, lower right corner, the yellow dude. I saw that concept art at what do you call it? Star Wars weekend or whatever they call it. I saw that art then. So this is, these are going to be scenes or experiences or something like that we're going to be able to have in Galaxy's Edge, I'm imagining. Let's see, you got Trouble is Brewing in the Cantina. That's the guy in the lower right. Blue milk is delivered fresh from the farm. So that's pretty generic. Resistance recruits face Kylo Ren's interrogation. So that's a Kylo Ren meet and greet, I'm assuming. New recruits, this is top left. New recruits rendezvous at the ancient ruins. All right, so my guess is the land is supposed to be divided into two parts, kind of. There's a First Order side and a Resistance side. This is probably the Resistance side. There, you'll see Rex has returned. My understanding is that Rex will be the DJ at the cantina that is next to the Millennium Falcon. Pretty cool. And then the one on the top right, the rescue doesn't go as planned. So I'm assuming that's probably Battle Escape right there. What that image is representing. So that's pretty fun. That is pretty great. Congratulations to Disney so far on what they have done so far, and how the progress they've made and the promise that they appear to be keeping with respect to keeping everything in the universe and making this place as real as possible for guests, and giving that gift to us so that we can. I hope that people appreciate. I really do. I hope that people appreciate what it is that's being attempted here. Never been done before in the history of theme parks, as far as I know. And I don't know who knows, maybe it still can't be done. But they're trying. The attempt at what they're trying to do, as far as I can discern from this panel, from previous information, and from the images that we've seen, what they're trying to do is unprecedented. And I really hope that it goes just like they want it to. We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!